about the condition of free fall of any body. Suppose that here I am holding this body, the marker over here, and obviously at this instant of time when I hold it, it is at rest. It means that the initial velocity u is 0 meter per second, and as soon as I leave it, then it starts to move in downward direction. It starts to fall freely. So suppose that here we have the ball, we have any object, and it is held here. It is at rest here. So at this position, the body was at rest. The u, the initial velocity is 0 meter per second. Now as soon as you leave it, it starts to move in downward direction. It starts to fall freely. Freely under what? It starts to fall freely under the influence of gravity, because the earth, it is always attracting any body towards its center. So the ball, it will finally move in downward direction and it reaches the earth's surface after some interval of time. So the final velocity, when the body, it reaches the earth's surface, what will be the final velocity? We don't know about it, but we have the information that the body is falling freely under gravity. So in this condition, the acceleration produced in the body, it will be g. In fact, it would be plus g, because the acceleration here, the acceleration due to gravity here is positive. After each interval of time, after each 1 second, or after each very small interval of time, the speed of the body will increase. So the acceleration here is positive. And in the reverse condition, if you throw the ball in vertically upward direction, then obviously after each interval of time, the speed of the body would decrease. And that is the case of negative acceleration. We'll get to it. We'll come to it in the next part. So what is the u? 0 meter per second. Final velocity is not known to us. And the time taken by the body to come from this position to the earth's surface, it is also not known to us. Suppose that the time taken is t. And the distance covered by the body during this process, it is not known to us. We suppose it to be h, because this motion is in vertically downward direction. So we denote the displacement by h. Now, as you know that the equations of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at. Now we are going to get some new expressions for this kind of motion, for the free fall of a body, with the help of the equations of motion that is known to us already. So the final velocity v, we have to find the final velocity v. The initial velocity during the free fall, when the body was at rest, it was held at this position. The u here is 0, plus a, as you know, the body is falling freely under gravity in downward direction. So the g here is positive, plus g. So this a, acceleration, it will replace by g, because a, it is used when the body is moving in horizontal direction, and it is replaced by g when the body is moving in downward or upward direction. So this t, what do we get? V is equals to gt. This is the first expression, and I need not to tell you that you have not to memorize all these expressions for solving the formulas. You can do it of your own, because you have the knowledge of both the parts, about the equations of motion also, and about this, the free fall of the body also. So we are moving to the next expression. V square is equals to u square plus 2as. As we know about it, the second equation of motion, v square is equals to, again, u here is 0, 0 square, it means 0, plus 2, a is replaced by g and s is replaced by h. So v square is equals to 2gh. Now we move to the next expression. Now note it that all these expressions, you need not to memorize them. You can do them, you can derive them of your own in the rough work. Now we move to the next equation of motion. S is equals to ut plus half at square. U, as you know about it, u here is 0. So this whole part will be 0. And s here, it is replaced by h, because the motion is in vertically downward direction. This part is 0, 0 into t, 0, plus half. A is replaced by g. What do we get? H is equals to half gt square. So these equations, these expressions, they are derived from the equations of motion only. Now, if the condition is reversed, if we are told that no, the body is moving in vertically upward direction, we threw the body in vertically upward direction, then in that condition, what will be the case here? I'll rub this part. Suppose that in this condition we have the body in our hand, and we throw it. Suppose the body is here and we throw it in vertically upward direction. So in this case, what do we conclude here? Suppose we threw the ball with some velocity u meter per second. Obviously, it is the initial velocity. We threw the ball with some initial velocity. We'll take a very common example for it. You throw a ball in vertically upward direction. What do you notice? After reaching a certain height, the maximum height, the body, it again comes in downward direction. It again starts to move in vertically downward direction. Why so? Because as the body it ascends, the height of the body, the ball increases, the velocity, the speed of the ball, the body, it decreases. Then after some time, when it reaches at a certain height, the body, it comes to rest. The velocity, the speed of the body becomes zero, because negative acceleration is being produced in the body. So gradually the speed of the body, it will be decreasing, and finally when it reaches at a certain height, suppose at this height, then the final velocity, that is v, it becomes 0 meter per second, and we call this height to be the maximum height. Maximum height, why so? Maximum height because beyond this height, the body, it won't be able to move in vertically upward direction beyond this height, because at this height its velocity becomes 0, and after this point it would not move in vertically upward direction. In fact, it would again start to move in vertically downward direction. So the velocity, final velocity here is 0. The time, it is not known to us, but we know about a part, that in this condition the body is moving in vertically upward direction. When the body moves in vertically downward direction, the acceleration due to gravity was positive, plus g. But here the body is moving in opposite direction, in vertically upward direction. So here the acceleration due to gravity, it would be considered to be negative, minus g. Now the expressions, v is equals to u plus at, the equation of motion. What we can do here, the final velocity here is 0. Initial velocity u, and as I told you, the a here, it will be replaced by minus g, because the motion is in vertically upward direction. So the a here is replaced by minus g. What do we get? U minus gt is equals to 0. So u is equals to gt. Now the next equation of motion, we have it, v square u square plus 2as. v again is 0. U, we can find it, u square plus 2. A is replaced by minus g, and s is replaced by, suppose, the maximum height that is attained by the body. It is h, small h. So the maximum height here is h. S here is replaced by h. What do we get? U square minus 2gh. What is u square here? 2gh, or we can also write it as u is equals to under root 2gh. It is the second one. Now we move to the next part, that is about the third equation of motion. With the help of third equation of motion, we will derive one more expression. S is equals to ut plus half at square. You know about it. S, it will be replaced by h, that is the maximum height attained by the body. U, we don't know about it, ut plus half. A will be replaced by minus g and t square. H is equals to ut minus half gt square. So it is the last expression for it, and you need not to memorize all these for solving the numericals. As per the condition, if you are told that the body is moving in vertically downward direction, then you will apply the formulas, the expressions that we derived in the last part.